Hi, everybody. This is the Lucky TJ at Living Metaphysically, and I want to talk about ultimately Bitcoin and Unify, and bring you some strategies as to how you can better your life. If you would like to have a better life, or unless you don't want to have a better life and all you want to do is have fun and surf the internet. I want a combination of both, and having figured out that my actual dreams about having the lifestyle that I want are right in a lot in at hand, then I'm making videos and I'm sharing my journey. So, welcome to my YouTube channel, Living Metaphysically, and the reason why it's named that is because I have been on a journey, a spiritual journey, living metaphysically, learning what life is about and how to apply it so that I could have a better life and a better lifestyle. And it's been working. I've been loving it. It's like I never realized that there were so many ways to enrich my life, but I needed to be open to be shown and to follow. So, what am I going to talk about today? Oh, goody. And why do I have the billionaire owner of Cleveland Cavaliers runs more than 100 companies according to 19 rules? So sorry about this ad. But I'm going to talk about the 19 rules that Cleveland Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert um, uses for he's a billionaire, and he uses these rules with his companies. And why that's intriguing to me is because even though I am in the crypto journey, I've also understood since the time I started in crypto that one of the things that I also needed to bring to the forefront is that I am in the process, I am in business for myself. I am in the process of expanding my own business. So my own business was an idea that didn't just come recently, but it did come into my mind years ago. I just never brought it to fruition, and now that is where I'm at with it. So I'm talking to you about it because how many of you are out on the internet thinking that you want to generate more money in your life, looking for passive residual income, but you don't really know how to make it happen? And if you have made it happen, maybe it wasn't life changing, because I think that there are a lot of opportunities that people can get into, but they may not provide the life changing income that you see other people have that are being successful. Or maybe for years you've seen that some people were managing to generate um, small amounts of money per month or per year, but they still had their full-time job. So they didn't have their time freedom, still, like, tied to when they could take a vacation, and then they had the budget. This, I'm not saying you don't have the budget, but I'm saying that a lot came down to not having enough money. So one of the great things about getting involved in online businesses is that there's a lot of potential. And one of the most potential markets is the crypto market, because it's really relatively new compared to many markets that have been around. So there's many people who have been in the health and beauty industry that's been around for years and years and years. Many people do affiliate marketing to, with either specific companies, specific products that have to do with those types of health and wellness, exercise. There's a lot of categories. But crypto is something that's relatively new, and it really isn't mainstream yet. So I'm talking more today about business, because I want to talk to you. I am looking to see if there are any people who can get value out of this video just by understanding more about what you're doing online if you're trying to create some sort of a business. So, because when I came across this article, and it was talking about that, because I actually didn't know who owned the Cavaliers. I have not been watching basketball this year. I stopped watching TV about a year ago. So it's being very great because I'm noticing that I'm having a lot more creativity coming through because a lot of my attention isn't given off to other stuff. But when I am on the internet, I do take a minute, I do take some time to read some articles, and I'm developing my mind, because part of being successful has to do with mindset, and exactly, and knowing, what to do, how to do it, and then how to stay on track with what can make me grow, and and also developing relationships with other people in a business setting, even though at times it may be on social media or on YouTube, because that's what it takes to generate online money. So the topic is more or less online business, and also, mindset, living metaphysically, and then who else is doing it and who's being successful with it. So that's why I thought I'd make a little video about this article I saw in Business Insider. So it says, it really attracted my attention because it was talking about Dan Gilbert, who I didn't even know who he was, so I had to look him up a little bit. He made his fortune with Quicken Loans. Now, everybody, no, I shouldn't say everybody, but I've heard of Quicken Loans. A lot of people use it. It's been around for a while. And it says 20 years ago, he wrote his first version of isms, which is corporate culture guide, and that his principles emphasize independent thinking and action, moving quickly, and innovation. So I'm not going to read this whole article, but I thought I'd go over some of the principles that he talks about, because you can apply these principles to anything that you do in your life or in your business. And these are very good. And obviously, they're working for him, and he's a billionaire. So, I'm going to listen. I may not apply every single thing exactly, but I am seeing that when I read them, I really could relate. And actually, I was already in the process of doing the same thing. So here's the first one: always raising our level of awareness. So that's the reason why I'm making this video, is to help you to know that this is a principle in general that can really support you and strengthen you and give you more power to be able to achieve whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve. Truly listening to a client is an active, not passive skill. So, actually, I may not even go through all of these right now, but maybe just a couple, because I would like to talk more about active listening, because a lot of people in general, so listening is a skill that's very, very, very important in business, because it's creating relationship via listening is one of the things, is an asset to being able to understand what a person's how can I find out if a person has a problem that my company is going to provide a solution for. So if I don't listen to them and I'm busy, like, half-heartedly listening, then, I'll never be able to discover that. And they can feel that, and they can tell. And so I can tell when people aren't listening to me. I'm sure you can tell when people aren't listening to you. And our society in general has created such a distracted culture that we take it as normal, that people can't listen long, like, don't make long videos because I can't, or I can't, I can't keep my attention on them that long. Oh my God. Or another thing that I find really, because I am a good listener, and I am the kind of person that doesn't like a lot of distractions, because I feel as though the more open I am and the more clear and clean I am in my ability to listen, then I've, it seems like I'm connected more with a person. But a lot of videos I find very difficult to even hear the person who's talking, because they have music in the background that's equally in volume practically, and it may not even fit what they're talking about. but it's just because our culture has created this thing that every single video's got to have like some sort of music in the background. And I may be really wanting to hear the content, like, and these people may be really successful, and I get it, that our overall culture loves distraction more than non-distraction. But I'm going to talk to you, but for me, I really think that being able to listen means that I have a quiet mind and I'm giving you my full attention. So I learned years ago that there was a saying that I read that said, giving one's attention, giving my full attention to a person is like one of the most precious gifts I could give to them. And that's what started me to start to be able to clear my mind, or practice clearing my mind of whatever things that my mind was going to try to drift off and be thinking about. So I'm not perfect at it necessarily, but I've gotten very, very good with it. So anyway, if you ever feel that you'd like to talk to me more about some of the ways that of being that I talk about in my videos, most definitely either drop me some sort of, look me up online, look me up on Facebook. There's a page you can get on, Living Metaphysically, or you can contact me by leaving a comment. And then I plan to have some webinars, and also I have another channel called Discover the I Am Within to Improve Your Life, where that's going to be my main one. That's going to be for supporting people to be able to wake up, essentially, from the sleepwalking hypnotic trance that most people are in. This channel here, Living Metaphysically, started off, it was going to be more or less like the other one, with metaphysical ideas, except for because I had it and I had no idea really what I was doing. I was into crypto, and I just started doing crypto videos, so it morphed into being a lot about crypto. So it's a combination, and I'm making an effort to make it work. I may have to separate everything off, but I'm just learning. So, hopefully you get some sort of value. So the second one, number 2, is the inches we need are everywhere around us. A company cannot be great by being exceptional in only one way. It requires outdoing the competition down to the smallest details, or what Gilbert calls the inches. So I don't know what you think that means, but immediately when I read that, I felt like it meant that there were small, just like I said, small details all around us all the time. And that it would be in paying attention to the inches, the small increments of things that that you get to be different from the pack. Because like I said, in general, our culture has created a distracted group of people. So there's a lot of sameness, and a lot of people who are thinking more or less like the same. They're, and not thinking so much out of the box, as they say, or being unique enough. Now, there are people, of course, who are unique, but in business, to be able to be distinguished from one to another, since there's so many choices, a company is going to have something that's better, that's going to be able to either give people a better service, and people better start paying attention to service, because right now there's so much video going on, and people posting like videos and articles about the service that they get. Like, you can't do anything and have it be hidden anymore. So I love that one. I love all of these. So I'm not going to read all 19. I might make a second part video. All right, another thing that gels with me is number 3. Responding with a sense of urgency is the ante to play. All employees need to respond to phone calls and emails, whether from clients or colleagues, on the same day they were received. So This one is really important because they say money loves speed. So I only just heard this saying, money loves speed, I would say at the beginning of the year. And I'm seeing why that matters. So sense of urgency is something that I learned years ago. And I noticed that there are a lot of people who don't have a sense of urgency. They think it's okay to let things slide. And so I do see I see the point of why being able to respond in business to phone calls and emails on the same day they were received would put that particular person ahead, like in the A category or A plus category, because I see a lot of people who are almost like the anti business type. Like they don't like, you know, they don't read their emails. They don't like communicating. You know, they don't, they wouldn't, they won't, they, there's I'm seeing, particularly in the online business arena, that a person, in order to make that work, a person has to have the capacity to be able to deal with a lot of communications, because the higher level that you're in, the bigger your group would become. So you would need to be able to utilize technology. So you need to be able to respond to some kind of communication in a way, and also have some sort of system to figure out how to respond and deal with as your team grows. You have to have some sort of way of being able to communicate with people, but to not be able to respond to, I would expand this a little bit to not only phone calls and emails, but if you're in the online market, you're going to need to respond to like other ways people communicate. For example, Facebook Messenger. Um, what else? Well, emails are important. Um, Facebook Messenger or some sort of way people are messaging, to be able to check text messages or phone messages or whatever. In order to stay in the loop, people are going to have to be urgent about their communication. So maybe that's different than what he was really talking about, but I doubt it in principle that it isn't. So what else? Every client, number 4, every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses. Woo, baby. Clients don't know how much you know until they know how much you care, Gilbert wrote. All right, so, this one is really, really, really important, because I know for myself, having been sort of a loner, it's being a stretch for me to understand how important it is for me to let people know how much I care. Because years ago, and maybe even now, people, used to think I was really aloof. But I cared deeply about people. I just really wasn't showing up that way. Um, so in my own way, I felt like I was caring. So when I really get why this whole thing of every client, every time, no exceptions, because it's easy, I think, because like I said, we're in a culture that has kind of created a disconnection between people. It would be very easy to, be in a judgmental mindset and say, well, this person doesn't deserve my level of attention, which is true. One of the things about being in business, particularly online business, when you're marketing, if you're using ads and you're getting a lot of people in, you really do need to filter off people who are like, which ones are serious, which ones aren't. But you have to be able to understand like exactly what you're doing, know how to do that well. So, but clients and people will continue to be connected, I believe, when you let them know that you care. Like I'll give you an example. Last night, I I am looking for people to be on my team. I'm not desperate for it, because we're running ads and everything, so it's working just well. But I also recognize that I have to have some relationship with people in order for me to be able to support them to be successful. Like we all need to be able to teach people how to be successful in whatever business that they're doing, particularly if it's something that well, never mind about particularly, but we need to teach people also how to generate, how to duplicate um, what what's being taught. So the relationship aspect is really important. But what I was going to say is that I occasionally see if I can get in touch with some of the people that I was, like who knew me on Facebook, excuse me, on YouTube before I took a break from my channel. And I got in touch with a guy and I was going to ask him to get into my business. And I noticed that, you know, it was cool because when I was chatting with him, he was showing me some part of himself that's really frustrated and angry about some other businesses that I had nothing to do with. I mean, I actually was in, everyone knows we were all in, not we were all, but many people were in businesses that just were, they were horrible. The end result was hard on people. Like if you were in BitConnect and you hadn't taken your money out, many people had lost like thousands of dollars. Or in USI Tech, where it stands right now, people are not um, getting the payouts the way they were at some point. The promise, of course, is that you'll get it, but it seems that the way it's going, you're not going to get it for a long time. So for me, I knew immediately this is how I believe that life can work better for me. I can't allow my mindset to become negative. I can't allow myself to dwell and be angry, oh, these people, and want to have revenge. And that doesn't work for me. Maybe it works for you. Maybe it works for other people. But I know that also, if that's where a person's mindset is, then I don't want them on my team, because our team is run by leadership that are committed to positivity. So that may sound airy-fairy or Pollyannish to some people, but it really, really makes a difference, and it really works. Like the current of common positive vibration is a great, great feeling, and it's very attractive. The current of negativity is repelling, and I don't want any part of that. So, but I found myself immediately trying to be a little judgmental and say, well, damn, that's how you feel, like I gotta cut you right off. But then I felt like, I did understand. And so I just had said back to him, we were chatting online, that I understood and that I wished him peace and forgiveness. And I said, this may not be the kind of thing you're up to, but that's where I'm at. And then maybe one, and I left it and said, perhaps one day. And then he laughed. He came back and he laughed. He says, yeah, I can feel myself getting all stirred up again. Then he said, take care. And I could have easily screwed that relationship up by immediately saying, okay, I gotta go. Because that's what I felt like. I was like, matter of fact, I typed something like, I'm going to bed now. Goodbye. And I was going, before I hit send, I thought, no, because actually that's not exactly where my heart is. That's where like parts of my mind want to go. But maybe that comes back to the true listening and raising my level of awareness. Because technically, I understand that people are frustrated, angry, and we all are in different places at different times. So, everybody has a right to their feelings. What I've found for myself is that I've grown past my initial reactions and feelings and staying there, because where I am today is in an energy or awareness of my energy, and how me having a certain type of vibration and a certain type of energy, how that's creating the life how I really want it to be. because I noticed that the more that I practice paying attention to my own energy, everything feels really good. It feels really smooth in relationships, in business. Like it's hard to describe, but there are, synchronicities that happen in my life. I'm in the right place at the right time. I see the right thing at the right time. Um, hey, look at all this shiny stuff, huh? That's far out. Well, anyway, oh, I was going to, okay, here, over here. So the thing is that the relationships is more of what this number 4 is talking about. And that's important no matter who you are and no matter what you're doing, whether it's business or not, but particularly in business. And you'll see that over and over. People have been telling me, people who have been successful just tell me over and over and over that, creating relationship is really important. And I understand. And I like it too. It's really fun. I feel like, I'm actually opening up a part of myself to care about people in a way that I hadn't before because I was so busy doing my own thing. Like crypto is real easy to do your own thing. All you have to do is buy crypto. You can trade it on your own. You don't have to worry about any people or any teams or anything. But now that I've decided that I want to have, that I have, you know, I want that I actually want a bigger piece of the pie that includes, generating commissions and things like that, and not going down the lending platform track. And I don't want this ICO crap anymore. I'm really seeing a viable way of impacting not only my life, but the lives of other people. Oh God, this is very exciting. This is so. Anyway, number 5, obsessed with finding a better way. Gilbert wrote that he wanted employees to feel empowered to speak up if they think there's a better way of doing something, and management to avoid a bureaucracy that will stifle these ideas. Whew, Lord. Okay, so I won't be working at my job forever. I do work a full-time job right now, and I will be retiring sometime soon. So, you know, I'm doing my online business, and also, I'll be retiring. So that's where I'm at. That's just my honest thing. But the thing about it is that there are one thing that can be very limiting in a job is whether or not an employee feels empowered to be able to actually um, make a difference. If a person has the ability to speak up or take an action and not have the management go all crazy. It depends on what type of speaking up and what type of action they want to do. But I will say that on my job, I have had, even though they have what they call a thriving workplace agenda, I have seen at times when I felt like, I definitely have gotten slammed in a way. Not that, I mean, I guess I should try to dumb it down in case they see this video, but I'll just say the facts is that a couple of times I've been approached by a manager, and the person more or less verbally slammed me, and because I felt like, oh Jesus, like I did something wrong because I made it, I can't, no one, unless you have the kind of job that you have to micromanage everything. That's one way of conducting business, but this way of having, like, if everybody is obsessed with finding a better way, then you're going to have a more creative environment. You're going to have a more connected environment. And yes, everybody's ideas may not be the best, but there's a way to handle that to where you don't have the person people feel like, when he talks about feeling empowered to speak up, and having management avoid a bureaucracy, there's a mindset. A mindset has to say, okay, well, I'll examine what happened and be cordial, be, I would say, loving and peaceful about it, rather than trying to be like, like harsh. But either way, I forgive whatever happened. And I know that, people have their own levels of whatever they're doing, their stress and how they handle it is way different sometimes than me. But either way, that that a billionaire runs his company, and he has this as number 5, where he wants his employees to feel empowered. Obviously, it's a good thing. All right, so how many of these will I read? Let me see. How long has this been? All right, we're at 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to stop with number 5. And I was just going to show just a couple of the little sites. I went to look some more at Dan Gilbert, and it's saying, like, so the one way you can be successful is by um, feeding your mind something good every day, something that's going to make you more productive. And so don't ask me why I can't get these. This is so crazy. Can we? No. Okay. All right, here we go. I guess they want me to log in or something. But anyway, right here with these 3 words, Quicken Loans, Dan Gilbert stops a mistake from becoming a nightmare. I didn't read this article, but there's a lot to. Is this the 3 words we screwed up? Oh my God, I wonder. Yeah, because that's another thing. Being able to be aware enough to know, like, and admit, okay, I screwed up or whatever. It's very good. I mean, it doesn't really mean you have to be like so to where you put yourself down, but just to take ownership of something, that makes a big difference. So anyway, the real reason I started that I wanted to talk about this has more to do with when you find someone successful and you want to be successful, and they have some positive messages or ways in which they've been able to make their company successful. Go online and read about them, buy their books or whatever, something like that. So here is Quicken Loans, where I went on and just looked up the isms, so that I could see them. And you can go on here and you can see what they're talking about a little bit more if you don't want to deal with the other article on Business. Was that Insider? In Business Insider. And anyway. I like this one. You can see awareness. You can see a lot by just looking. Keep your head up. Be curious. Notice what's actually happening. Really notice. Listen to your clients. In fact, listen to everyone. Everything starts with awareness. Being alert, being awake, tuning into the frequency. If you're in business, all this stuff is going to be so helpful. It's a perpetual choice to stay both aware and raise your level of awareness. Our future growth, innovation, and success start with the thousands of eyeballs of our team members, and that's you. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so as far as another thing I found that I thought was really good to help you be able to broaden your awareness and get some cool ideas into your mind if you are looking to build a business. My someone I know who I respect a lot, a 6-figure earner who I am working with, who's in my team, who's actually my sponsor, told me something about Oren Claff. And if you check out, he wrote a book called Pitch Anything, which I haven't read the whole book. I actually have been watching a bunch of his videos and understanding, but this 6-minute pitch, oh my God. So if you want to learn, one thing about online business is that it's a skill. You have to learn how to make it happen and grow. You gotta study somebody, unless you just already have all the ideas in your mind. So just turning you on to Oren Claff. This 6-minute pitch will give you a lot of ideas. All right, so back to crypto. This is what I used to do in my videos. I thought I'd do it again today. It's up from Bitcoin is up. Everything is in the green. I don't know. So I knew I personally have felt that although the bear market has been many months, that I thought that when I said the summer, I kind of meant August. Last year, Bitcoin went over 5,000, I think in August. Let me see. I guess I'll just look. And here, if you don't know how to look at, you can go to CoinMarketCap if you want, and you'll see that right now Bitcoin is at 6,800, and it's been going back up. It kind of was going pretty low right here, June 24th, down to 58. Hopefully you bought some. But if you go back from to all time and to, what's the day? July the 8th. Let's go back to 2017. Whoa, let's see if I can do that. That is February 2017, June. All right, here we go. So when I got into crypto, it was March of 2017, somewhere, I don't remember, like the 11th or whatever. I made a video about this year, like last year. I think that it was somewhere around here. I know it was right around before it was 1200. I didn't know anything at all about crypto. If I had known, man, I would have bought a whole bunch more Bitcoin. Anyway, July the 8th last year, Bitcoin was at, and we thought this was really exciting. It was at 20, the high was 2571. And then when August came, when in August did Bitcoin go over 5 grand? I thought it went over 5 grand. I guess I'm wrong because it didn't. Okay, so it got up to 4 because right back then they were talking about China. China did something weird. When did Bitcoin go up over 5? Here it is. It didn't, not till October. Okay, so I'm remembering wrong, but that's okay. Either way, around this time last year, July, Bitcoin was, trying to reach out and be around 2,800. So I kind of thought that by the time August would come, that Bitcoin of this year, that Bitcoin would actually start going back up. So we'll see what's happening with it right now. I'm not a financial advisor, obviously, which is one of the reasons why the program that I'm in right now called Unify, you can get my link down in the description. That's why I'm loving it, because it's the best of all the worlds. It's giving crypto education. It is giving us, it gives live signals. It's really awesome. Real freedom, real simple. They want to be able to empower people to have a better idea about their own finances, how to save fees, etc., etc. I wasn't going to go all into a long thing, but it's Unify's investment research and information, so you can self-manage your portfolios and have control of your own finances, which is way different than last year, where people were, well, at least what I was doing last year. I was getting involved, giving people my Bitcoin, and they were supposed to give me back some sort of interest, and some of them did, and sometimes I took money out, and that was super great. But a lot of times I bought other stuff. But it was fun, and it was a great lesson, but not the kind of education that I think everyone needs to have, because what you can have with Unify is a wonderful, and I love how to say actionable. You can learn about trading really easily. And you can learn, there are live signals and daily signals that Unify gives. What else? The products are Prosperity You, which is the education. There's short videos where you can learn all kinds of things about how to set up your wallet. Oh my God! I was looking at more of the, I'm almost finished all the videos in Prosperity You, but I love them. They're really, really good, because so many people are interested in cryptocurrency and they don't know anything. And I was just laughing, talking to one of my teammates yesterday about how I had wallets, and I didn't know how to keep those safe, or even what they were for. I was signing up on, I printed out one called, I think it was a green wallet or whatever, and I was like, okay, well, where's the key to it? Like, once I did catch on and I understood that I needed it, like, at some point I did catch on. I started putting everything into my password keeper, etc., or whatever ways I keep them. But there's some stuff that I was like, hey, just there's a lot in crypto that's different than regular banking. And one of those is that you don't want to you don't want to make a mistake with your wallet. You got to make sure that you have the correct addresses. So and you need two-factor authentication. People are getting hacked all the time. So it really makes a big difference to have a source where you can actually learn before you make a lot of mistakes. Another thing is that because the platforms that they're um, using, that teaching us to use in our Binance and BitMEX, you can set up a demo account, which is really awesome. I'll tell you something else that's really, really great is that there's an affiliate program that offers, which is another way to make money. There's one way to make money is by trading, and they have altcoins as well. I don't think I talked about that. But they have webinars that are really great. I love those that, where the CEO and has a call talking about new updates, that, like I said, communication, the product training on Thursday, business building on Saturdays. So there's a lot of good stuff, and I love this program. I'm not going to tell you any lie. I feel like I'm having a great home with Unify because it's supplying. I feel as though the more that I am on the calls, the more I feel even more trusting of their intention. And their intention is so cool, in alignment with mine, to help people all over the world. That's the greatest part about crypto, is that people all over the world can have money. And even if you live in a country where you're used to just having your fiat money, and you don't have to worry about, like, how are you going to be able to, use your bank, because you can use your bank and your credit card, but you have no idea like what it's like for many people in the world who don't have access to banking. But if you have a cell phone, you can do crypto. So that's really great. So I don't want to go on and on and on, but I did want to talk a little bit about building a business, because that's exactly what I'm up to this year. No more of the crap that I was doing. And I'm building a big team, and that's really fun. One of the greatest parts about Unify is the affiliates. It's like Unify has so many things that are great. The products are great. The management is great. And then because of our team, that we're actually in Unify together, using Unify as a platform to use Unify's products, and then sharing that with other people, just like with any other affiliate marketing, like my bank, as soon as you log on, they say, refer a friend. You get a reward for sharing, and their rewards program is really awesome. They have Unilevel. If you don't know what that is, it's like every time you refer someone, you get a percentage of what they buy. And they also have a matrix so that you can earn even more, because the mindset of the founders and the CEO of Unify, Monterulli, his idea was to create a company that would allow people to be able to generate income, and then teach people how to manage that income to generate more, and lots of stuff. That's why Prosperity U was created. So it's like a win-win. It's a solution in a hard time, that in the world financially, where you have a lot of people who have money, and then you have a lot of people who don't have money. This is a way to equalize the financial situation. So that's one of the things I really like about it. All right, so my motto is question everything. And why I say that is because there are many things that people think and believe that they instantly, like, like comes up for them, and it blocks them, that they don't even realize is keeping them from having their dreams. People may tell themselves whatever it is that, I can't, they may say, well, okay, I can't, I couldn't be, whatever reasons people say that are limiting ideas, those are what I'm talking about. So if you can get rid of your limiting ideas, then you can open up to having very empowered ideas where you can actually have, can make better choices, etc. So try to see what filters that you have on information that's coming up. Question everything, and use a pitchfork and get those ones that are in your way, get them out. All right, so with that, I'm just going to close and say, if you like the content here, you like my videos, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I am going to continue to bring a message of peace, hope, love, business, metaphysical, waking up, discovering. Everything like that is all together because we're a whole people, not just fragmented people. Um, and I'm using crypto as a way, and Unify as a way to create and help people to create what I want to create out here in life, which is time freedom, essentially. Financial independence and time freedom. If you want that, click on the link, and I will support you in every way. Our team supports. Actually, our team is supporting, and and it's just awesome. So, with that, it's your choice. Click the link. Don't click the link. Feed your mind, no matter what you do, and peace out.